But you need to pre-warn me with the questions, you know.
I'm joking.
You know I've not been running for those, so you know my problems.
So what time do you wake up every morning?
Between 3 and 5.
If you could go anywhere in the world for lunch, where would you go and what would you order?
That's a tricky one because there's so many places I like around the world. So far, I think my favorite is Budapest.
Word on the street is that you've run or ran 21 kilometers in less than 2 hours. What's next?
That was it. You know, it's like, you know, I had done sub 2 before, but it was on a treadmill. So I wanted to know if I could do it on the road, and I attempted it, and it was fun because I created a lot of pressure for myself, which was unnecessary, but I had to see it through. Mm-hmm.
When it comes to suits, Tom Ford or Hugo Boss?
None of those. I make my own suits, so like, you know, I'd rather choose the cloth and get somebody to do it for me.
What is one fact that most people don't know about you?
That I'm young. People always assume that I'm old. I'm only turning 40 this year.
What is the most flattering compliment you've ever received?
Sure. I think if somebody says I've lost weight, I always get excited because of the effort I put in. But I think so. Mm-hmm.
What is one thing that can turn a bad day into a good one?
Sure. I think getting the investment call right. Given that we're in an investment world, we've got volatile markets and sometimes you don't get it right. But I often find that waking up to a positive investment performance is always a bit more exciting.
Your favorite thing about South Africa is?
The beauty of our country. There's so many places in South Africa that we can all explore. I wish everyone could afford to do it, you know, because we've got such a beautiful country.
What is the greatest piece of advice you've ever received?
Sure, I think was to not go to Technicon, go to university. I went to a township school, so we didn't know much about what were the options career-wise. We had a Valley University, of which was Valtech then. They came to recruit students, you know. And I asked the guy who was speaking to us, what's the difference between university and a technical? And he said to me that, you know, if you look at a tree and it's got lots of flies, a person from Technicon will ask the question, how do I get rid of those flies? A person from a university will ask the question, what causes flies to be attracted to that tree? And he said, depending on which question you want to answer, you know, that's what you need to pursue. And I opted to answer the latter.
If you were to host a talk show, who would your first guest be?
Sure. You know, like it's you know, I think I've got a bit of passion for business intersect with politics. So chances are my first guest will potentially be President Mbeki, and not to discuss politics, but to discuss the economy and what could be done. I think I find him interesting as an economist, not as a politician.
How many followers do you actually have on Twitter?
I don't know, probably 4,000.
What do you plan on doing when you retire?
I don't think I'll ever retire. I think the concept of retirement is so outdated. You know, I mean, if you look at what I do now, you know, I don't consider it to be work. I actually enjoy what I do, and I don't see why I will choose not to do it.
If you could master any sport or activity overnight, what would it be?
It's to swim, I can't float. And I'm under so much pressure from both my kids, my business partner, you know, like, yeah, so if I could float, that would be exciting. If somebody can give me a shortcut to just wake up in the morning and float. Hi, my name is John Oliphant. I'm chairman of Third Way Investment Partners, and this has been Out of Office Action.